Hey bookworms, we are going to paint our little crow Soot, Dickon's little buddy that he has. I thought that this would be a fun one to paint. So I've got my watercolor here because that's sort of what I'm doing this quarter. It's been my fave. Works good with the secret garden for sure. So I've already got him pre-traced. I'm going to peel my guy off here, put him to the side so I can see him. And then I'm going to grab my pencil and touch it up just a little bit. I've got my crow just sitting right over here so I can see him. I don't have to do too much touch up. I feel like it's pretty good. I'm going to take his branch off the page both ways, and then I think I'm going to tape it off. Always love the way that looks. Okay, so I'm going to grab my tape and maybe. I'm really liking this Secret Garden book. It's super cute. So I hope you guys are too. I'm almost done with mine. So I'm just going to eyeball it. Take it just a little off the page there, or a little bit down further. And then let me move my paint out of the way. It's not quite even. Hold on. There we go, that's better. And then just want to press that edge down really good that's going to have the paint near it. And then eyeball it again. A little bit more. There we go. All right. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and grab my paint. So I've got my water pen. Almost out of paint or water. Might need to, hold on. I've got another water pen over here. I'll grab that. That I believe is full. Okay, so I've got another water pen. I've got these things everywhere. I love them. Okay, so what I want to do, I think I'm going to do the background first. I want like some greens. So I'm going to do that background, and then I will take my tape off after I get this done. It has been so rainy at my house. I don't know what it's like everywhere else. I wonder how everything's going for all you guys. But we are just like, summer is not coming for us. And usually in Ohio here where I'm at, it usually has started. So we always put a garden in every year at my house. A pretty decent sized one, really. And we have not been able to do it. Like, we've missed the couple very small opportunities that we've had. Like Mother's Day was a decent day. That was what, almost like, I was at the beginning of the month now, right? That was a pretty day. But of course we had things we were doing that day, right? Like seeing people and whatnot, taking it easy, having a good day. And then, like, there's been a couple like through the week, but it has been so rainy and like the ground is so wet. And I live near a river out here where we're sort of out in the country a little, and our road keeps flooding. And so typically by the end of May, even like the beginning of May sometimes, we have like really nice weather. And we are just getting rainy and like not been very warm. There's been a couple weird warm days that have popped up like in the 80s. And then it cools right back down with the rain. So hopefully you all are getting some more summer because I'm ready for summer. All right, so I'm going to grab a darker green and I'm just going to, I'm using like the edge of my brush. And what I'm trying to do is just make it look sort of like leaves, right? So just around the edges mainly, give it some texture. Alright, I really like that. Okay. Now I'm gonna grab my heat gun real quick and warm that up, dry that out so it's not running on me. And then, beautiful. That's a cool trick too with tape, just by the way. If you ever have tape on a paper and it's not coming up easily, if you warm it up with like a heat gun or a hair dryer, it will help the tape come off more smooth. Just FYI. That's another good way to get tape off if it's seeming to pull your paper. Okay, look how cool that looks already. All right, and now I'm gonna clean my brush. Got some green on there and get that off of my, should have a paper, let me grab a paper towel. I always use my, I have this cute little thing and I stain it all up and stuff, but I really only want to use that for when I'm traveling because really the paper towel works better, I think. Okay. So now let's do our Raven. So I want to, I'm going to put some purple on him. Not Raven. It's a crow. So I want to do a purple underwash. I thought that would be really neat looking. So I'm just going to do the whole thing in purple. So you can see I'm going where some of these lines are because I just want those to be a little more defined before I blend the purple in. So that way I don't lose them with my wash. That sort of just keeps them in that spot. Okay. Looks pretty good. And then I'm going to rinse my brush out here on my paper towel, and then I'm going to put this dark reddish orange. I'm going to do it on his legs, do a wash of this, and then I plan on going back and putting the darker colors in as the detail. I feel like I made his toe too long in the middle, but we're going to go with it. Clean my brush off on my paper towel again, and then I'm going to do the brown on the branch. So I'm just trying to get all of the undercolor and underwash on here, and then I'm going to put all the detail in. Actually, I might be able to cover up some of that long toe I made with the brown there. I feel like that's working. Got a little crazy with the crow toe. All right, I'm gonna hit this with my heat gun again. When I hit the back of the paper, I've noticed it helps sort of flatten it back out again when it starts to curl on me when I do that. So just that's what I was doing there. Okay, I like it. So let's do, I'm going to do like a gray on his beak real quick. And then I'm going to start putting some of the, actually, I'm trying to think. Crows. Let me look it up. I've put my tablet here because so many times I've wanted to look this up when I'm doing a picture. I've like thought of something when I'm painting and then I want to look it up. Okay, so crows, they do have black beaks. I couldn't remember if it was like orangish dark or if it was just black. Okay, they have black beaks, so perfect, the gray. All right, so now I'm going to start, let's see, I think I'm going to put my detail in with my crow. So I'm going to go straight to my black down here, and I've got that purple underneath, and we're going to put in all the really pretty details of our crow. So I'm going to let some of this bleed into the beak, because that is still wet. I like that. And then I'm going to put his eye in there. And then start putting some of the details. So let's see how this goes. So I've got just very little black on my brush here. I'm just trying to give him some texture, the purple coming underneath. And it's not turning out like I was hoping. Texture is not what I was wanting it to look like, but it's all right. I feel like I'm missing something and I'm not sure what it is as far as the way he looks. So I'm making like backwards J motions right here. I do like that better. Let's see. I feel like he needs more darkness around his eye here. I'm liking that better. Okay, pretty happy with that, I think. I'm gonna add some of my light blue in here and see what happens. So I want him to have a little bit of like almost like blue highlights. I like that, that's cool. And tap some blue around his face here. Oh yeah, I feel like that added a lot. I like that. Cool. Oh, I definitely liked the blue. I feel like that was sort of what I was looking for. Neat. All right, I'm pretty happy with that, I think. All right, so wipe my brush off and then I'm gonna grab some brown and just tap on his legs to give some texture. And then I am going to do at the end, I'm going to give him a little bit of ink work. All right, and then I need some texture on the branch. Okay. I like that. And then I'm going to hit this with the heat gun again. I'm going to grab my ink pen. Grabbed my one from my Micron, and then I'm going to do that sketchy thing I've done before where I just sort of okay. I like the ink work on this. I feel like this is really bringing it out. All right, so I need to get his eye in there really good though. I feel like I lost it. There we go. Ooh, cool. Oh man, yeah, the ink is, I feel like, really bringing out what I was wanting it to do. Cool. I'm excited. Turn this a little more. pretty happy with that. All right, let me pull it up here so you guys can see. Oh, I like my crow. Look how cool the different colors look and all marbled together on the crow. The blue and the black and the purple. Isn't that fun? All right. I think this might have been my favorite one I did. I ended up liking it, and I thought I wasn't going to when I got started. You never know. To see that you just keep going, and sometimes it surprises you with what it ends up being. That's the cool thing about art. All right, I'm excited to see your guys' crow, little Soot here, and then we've got all of our book's almost complete. I've got to put my cards in here for my character cards. I need to print those off. I'm trying to remember if I put those on there. I'm gonna have to check. I'll check and make sure they're on the Facebook. I do have them. And I'm looking forward to seeing your guys' crows. Bye.